this is 20%? 20% on the rear and on the sides, and then 50% on the windshield, which God, you can't even like see into that. I mean, I know it's in the garage, but that's nice. And yeah, this is, so ceramic coat?
Ceramic coating, pretty much. So you have a metal-based film and a ceramic film. A lot of the vehicles nowadays come with a lot of electronic components, which is, you know, prone to failure and things whenever you wrap your whole vehicle in a metallized film, because metal is a natural conductor. So you got the ceramic, so you'll never have any, you know, signal hindrances or anything like that.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yes, sir.
Well, you guys did a suit.
And it looks good.
Yeah. So window tint goes on the inside, right?
It goes on the inside.
So you guys put it on the outside, cut it to shape, and then slap it on the inside?
Correct.
Does it take glue? You glue it in?
What it is you're pretty much taking like a big old, like a sticker to a larger scale. So you know how like a sticker has a backing on it?
Like a vinyl wrap?
Exactly.
Hey, by the way, real quick, I know that I'm short. How tall are you guys?
We are 6'4".
6'4". These guys are 6'4", and they're making me look. I just want to let you guys know that
we're 6'4", and we're cramming ourselves into.
He's like 6'4.5". No, wait, hold on. He's like 6'4.5".
Yeah, he's the
I'm about to say,
so
I'm 5'8". They're almost a foot taller than me, so I promise I'm not a child.
Who cares about height when you gotta run like this, right?
Yeah, you'd be surprised. But man, it looks awesome, dude. And lifetime warranty, all that good shit.
Lifetime warranty.
And you're Zach. You own Exzact.
I am the owner.
Appreciate you so much. If you guys, I'll link for these guys in the description. Thank you.
Cody. Like the show, is that Sweet Life of Zach?
Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. If they put it on Netflix, I'd be dope. But check these guys out. They come to your house. Where you guys go? Just Atlanta area or what?
Atlanta, anywhere. Just give us a call. We'll tell you if we can make it or not.
Thank you, dude. It looks awesome, guys. Killed it. The GTR had 20%, and then I think the GTR was 70% on the windshield. This looks way darker than I remember. Yeah, this looks way darker, which is good. I kind of wanted it.
Yeah.
But hell yeah, dude. I'm so excited. Yo, and that's it. That is the single most important mod that I think you can do to any single one of your vehicles. Every vehicle I've had pretty dark window tint. I want to let you guys know right now that yes, is illegal in the state of Georgia. I don't know if it varies from state to state. I do know, however, that it is illegal in the state of Georgia. 20% is too dark. So it's 20% in the rear, all ceramic, the whole thing, which they explained to you why ceramic was good. And then 50% up front, which is just mildly tinted, but it's still ceramic coated. You can get the ceramic coating without any tinting and it still blocks the heat, but I wanted a mild tint in the windshield just because I don't like driving in what feels like a sauna. I do want to say this isn't sponsored. I paid them cash money in hand. They did an awesome job though. Came to my house on my own convenience. Like, you can't get much better than that. Mobile tinting company, that's the way to go. But it is important for you guys to figure out what is your local rules and laws about window tinting. I personally have never been pulled over for just window tinting. I have had it brought to my attention when I get pulled over sometimes. And like 2 or 3 times a cop will be like, hey, I know it got you speeding, but what percentage is this window tint here? It looks pretty dark. You do have these calipers that they can press against your glass that shoots a light and it'll tell them how dark it is. So they can write your ass a ticket for window tint. I haven't gotten one, and here's what I tell the cops when they ask me what percentage it is. I say, it's the same percent that the county uses for their police cars. Whether or not that's true, I don't know. 99% of the time, you'll see cop cars with dark window tint. I don't know if there's any rules against them for having dark window tint, but if I tell them it's the same as the county's cop cars, they usually go, okay. And that seems to kind of end that conversation because usually a cop will write you a ticket for the same shit that he's doing or has. But let me tell you why I like the tinted windows. Like, yeah, it makes you not very visible inside your car. It feels kind of weird to have people look at you. And I always find myself sitting in my car like this. Hi. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I hate those awkward confrontations because I don't want to like roll down my window and be like, yeah, you like my car, and sound like a total fucking loser. So that is kind of nice, but it's the heat. If you leave your car in a parking lot for 8 hours, it's gonna get hot inside no matter what. But driving down the road when you have your AC blowing, it's way more efficient, it keeps the heat out. It's such a much more pleasant experience. So that's why I think it's important. It also keeps all the interior, all the leather, all the Alcantara, the suede, all of that stuff super nice and not heat fucked. I could sit here and talk about window tint all goddamn day long because it's my favorite thing to do to a car. It's usually the first thing I do to my car. But to me, that's why it's the most valuable thing you can do for your car, and it's generally pretty cheap. Anywhere between $200 to $400 gets you a pretty nice window tinting job. And obviously you're gonna pay a little bit more if you have someone come to your house and do it. Gosh, I hope my jack fits underneath here. All right, now for the fun shit.
Since I got the windows tinted, I would like to ceramic coat the wheels. I would do the whole car. Hello, Jackson. Hi, sweetie boy. I would do the whole car, but you never know if we're gonna wrap this thing or not, and if you ceramic coat it, there's no wrapping. What I am gonna do, however, is take the wheels off so I can get inside the drum as well, like the whole inner barrel of the wheel. Do a really good job of cleaning it so that I only have to do this shit once, and yeah, that'll be it. It barely fits underneath this car. I'm gonna be using the same stuff, the armor shield. I'm gonna make sure that that coupon code still works for you guys too. Well, I don't have to talk about the amount of precision it took to get this in there, but it's in there. All right, whatever. That's both front and rear. I'm okay with that. Go down slowly. While I'm at it, I'm gonna go ahead and loosen the front so I don't have to get it off the ground twice. Whew, fuck. Whew. Look how wide these bad boys are. Damn. Well, it doesn't look wide on camera, but that's a 325. First things first, I'm going to be using isopropyl alcohol and a rag to clean these wheels up as best as I possibly can. Now hear me out. Isopropyl alcohol will dry out your tires. So what I'm gonna do is spray it mostly on the rag, make sure I don't get it on the tires so it doesn't dry out the tires. You really don't wanna do that, so you can wash this with soap and water then wipe it down afterwards, but just for the sake of cleanup, these wheels are already pretty clean, so I'm just gonna clean them up with the alcohol. You need to do this to get rid of the grease anyway. But that being said, do your best not to get any of this near the weights, because again, this does destroy grease, grime, any sort of like adhesive. It kind of helps take that off, so try to do your best to keep it away from the weights to balance the wheels as well. But you really do need to use alcohol before using the ceramic coat. Otherwise, the ceramic coat might not stick. So this is an important step, and it is safe to use on paint and wheels. This is really nice though for cars with a lot of brake dust in them. Chevy always has overzealous brakes on their car, and anybody with Brembo brakes really knows how intense the brake dust gets. And rather than having to wipe them down, it sure would be nice to be able to hit them with a hose, and that's what this is gonna do. You're basically just gonna be able to hit them with a hose rather than having to wipe, and it's just gonna fall off, which is really nice. So no more scrubbing your wheels. Now, another thing I recommend is that after you clean them, you take a secondary rag that's not dirty and just kind of make sure, go over everything once more. Make sure there's no more residue that you didn't get the first time around. Remember, preparation is key with this stuff, because if you don't do a good job prepping, it'll look like shit. I also recommend using 2 separate rags to wash or to clean the barrel. So clean the barrel once with this, and then get another rag and clean the barrel again so you make sure it's clean. I've got my mix, which I still actually have left over from the bikes. Then I'm gonna put some gloves on. The reason I'm wearing gloves is because you don't really kind of want to get this stuff on your hands. Now y'all remember this process. It's pretty simple. Just kind of wrap your block in this this material, and then put a bunch of stuff on this. Try to apply as evenly as possible. There's a lot of nooks and crannies on this particular wheel, so what I'm gonna probably do is get in the crevices by hand. If you do this in the sun or in the lighting, any sort of good lighting, you'll be able to see where you have and haven't got. Put some lighting on this if you can. That's why I have it angled towards the actual light. Okay, I'm gonna try to like, just use my hands now. Now while that dries, just wipe off all the ceramic on the front with your buffing rag. This is the easy part. Just Just make sure you get everything. And there she is, perfectly ceramic coated. Okay, now it can go back on. Look how absolutely fucking clean that wheel is. Holy crap. All right, now all I gotta do, I am gonna do it to the rest of them, but I think I might also do my brake calipers, just the surface of them, while I'm at it. I'll do it before I lower it, but now I'm gonna do the front. Alright, so now I've got all the wheels nice and ceramic coated, they're good to go. I gotta say, these are the two most important things that I recommend you do to your car, especially if you're tired of keeping your wheels clean, especially with like sport bikes or sport cars. Brake dust is pretty bad. I thought about doing it to the truck. I haven't decided whether or not I want to yet or not, if I'm gonna keep those wheels. Let's see if it's not even worth it. I don't wanna do it to either the car or the truck yet because I haven't decided if I'm gonna wrap them yet. And if you ceramic coat it, you just can't wrap them because it won't stick to it. But, so now all I gotta do is I gotta call my buddy Zach again and get him to do the window tint on the Ram because it's factory tint right now. But I'm not gonna do that today. I'll do that at a different time. How clean they are. So all I'll have to do is hit it with the hose and any like brake dust or whatever will just literally fall right off. It's gonna save me a lot of time. Now the last thing I had to do was torque the wheels back down to spec, and surprisingly enough, these wheels torque at 140 pounds, or whatever that is in Newton meters if you're not from America. 140 foot-pounds of torque for the wheels, for the lugs. I had to go out and get another torque wrench. I have 3 now. I've got one that goes up to like 80 that I've used on my motorcycles for a couple of years. Then I've got one that goes up to 125 that was good for cars, and even my truck. I don't even think my truck went over that. But I could do the GTR at 110. But these are 140 foot-pounds of torque, which seemed kind of high to me, but I checked the user manual just to make sure, and 140 foot-pounds, go figure. Honestly, it probably would have been fine at 125 like my other torque wrench, but knowing my luck, that shit would come off on the road and people would be like, well, you should have torqued the spec. So, like I said, car's good to go, truck's next for window tint. Yeah, so I'll see you guys in the next video.